Majo John Madden, same place I've been for 6 days, in El Diamante town, pueblo, in the municipality of Vega de la Torre, in the state of Veracruz in central Mexico. And I just had an experience that I want to capture real quick, even though the battery's kind of dying on my phone. I just want to get this so I remember it, and maybe someone else will find it interesting. They tow a lot of cars up on this car carrier for some reason. Look at this. And oftentimes it's broken down cars, but sometimes it seems like new cars, so I don't know what's going on there. These are papaya, not mangoes. The 3-year-old Yara told me about that today. Look at that, it's a lot of that. And also big trucks going down the road. Look at all these cars. These are all ones that have been damaged. I'm not sure what's going on there. So curious. Every place I live, or every place I visit for any period of time, I'm always really curious about what's going on in that place. What's that place really about? And after 6 days, I'm like more confused than understanding. Very noisy motorcycles. Beautiful motorcycles. Those are serious middle-class motorcyclists. In Mexico, you see an awful lot of inexpensive. These are serious middle. They're from the city, touring. The 3-year-old here told me that these are not mangoes, they're papayas, and she had a good time correcting me. So now it's quiet for a moment. The experience I want to capture is that I've been focused on my videos for the last hour or two, not really talking directly with anybody, mostly floating back and forth in the heat between this Aurelie restaurant over on this side of the street, I guess this is the west side of the street, and a little tienda over on the other side of the street, where I went and bought an RC Cola and had a smoke. So the experience is that there's a bunch of ladies hanging out here with Aurelie. Her daughter, who also is Aurelie, and 3 or 4 other women who I don't know who they are, and the 6-year-old girl is hanging out too. And these women have just been laughing and laughing and laughing for the last hour, and it was such a sweet sound. You know, I'm used to not assuming, but so often when women get together, it's not as joyful, and my American friends, it's not as joyful and happy as this sounded. Like I pretty well feel safe to assume they were not gossiping about other people. They were not complaining about this group or that group. They were not bemoaning the state of the economy or the political parties or all the stuff that preoccupy people in the U.S., honestly, and that my middle-class Anglo friends tend to talk about. No, it was not at all. And then when I was on the other side of the street, there's a restaurant over there, and there were a bunch of guys, I think maybe not businessmen, but guys, I think they were, I don't know, they looked like they were dressed for work and not laborers, hanging out, and it's a Friday afternoon, and I bet they were drinking beer, which over here the ladies were drinking, I think, tea or coffee, I'm not sure. And they were kind of raucous, and I liked it a lot too. It was just really, it was different. It was the male version, but it sure sounded like fun and happy, and it all left me really happy. And I just used my Google Translator app. There was a little lull in their action, like I did not want to intrude at all. Well, I went across the street to buy a Coke because I didn't want to ask anybody to get up and get me a Coke. Double load, very common in Mexico, double load. They pull a lot of weight. I don't know how they do it. Takes a lot of training. And no, I didn't want to ask them to get me a Coke, so I went across the street. That's why I heard the guys. Just made me happy. I started today happy, and it's hot, and people are a little bit complaining about the heat. You know, mostly not. One lady did in the tienda. When I asked her, because I'm curious now, because I'm single in a way I haven't been for a long time, because I don't have a dog to be responsible for. And I'm kind of curious what I could do around here. Like this weekend, unless I'm really successful busking today in town. That's going to be my fun this weekend, is busking, my juggling, and dancing in the town of Vega. Big experiment, a first for me. I've busked before. I have busked dancing in Asheville. I've a couple of times put down a sign, "We'll dance for beer," and always scored a beer within a half hour. But I haven't done it for a long time, since pre-COVID, and never in Mexico. And I haven't seen buskers. I have not seen buskers in that town, so I don't know. I don't imagine there's a law against it. Mexico wouldn't be that way. There are places in the U.S. where it's very regulated as to where you can and how long you can, and if you can at all. Asheville, in my experience, Asheville, North Carolina, is the crown jewel city of busking in the U.S. as far as I know. Great for that. But yeah, just get happier and happier. And none of these people, those guys over there may have been more affluent than these ladies here. None of them are super well off. And there's like 10 restaurants in this one little intersection here in this town. I don't know how any of them are surviving. And it's summer, it is vacation season. I don't know, but everybody seems happy, you know? People seem happy, and it makes me happy. And so I used my Google Translator and played for them my little message about, I said, I had absolutely no idea what you were talking about here, and they knew that, because I don't understand Spanish, and they don't speak English. I said, but listening to your beautiful laughter made me so happy. And it did, and they seemed delighted with that. And I said, it's true. You Latino folks and Latino folks laugh more than us Anglos. You do. That's part of why I'm here. It is. And dance more. Laugh more, dance more, sing more. Really, that's why I'm here. Yeah, it's my kind of place. All right, bye.